The waiting room smelled like money. Leather chairs, abstract art that probably cost more than my car, and a receptionist who looked like she stepped out of a fashion magazine. Dr. Marcus Chen wasn't just any physician. He was the physician. 3-month waiting list, luxury car in his reserved spot, and a reputation that made people feel privileged just to be his patient. When I got that call about a cancellation, I actually felt lucky. Turns out, I just bought myself a ticket to the most expensive nightmare of my life. It started with fatigue, not normal tired. This was different, like my body was shutting down system by system. I could barely make it through a workday without wanting to collapse. Dr. Chen barely glanced at me during that first appointment. His fingers danced across his tablet before I finished explaining my symptoms. "You're burning the candle at both ends," he said with a practiced smile. "Classic overwork syndrome. Let's start with 8B12 injection and schedule you for our comprehensive wellness panel. $300 for the shot, $1,200 for the panel." I paid without questioning because everyone said he was the best. 3 weeks later, I was back with joint pain so severe I walked like someone 3 times my age. Dr. Chen ordered an MRI and referred me to his colleague for alternative treatments. Another few $1,000s disappeared from my account. By month 4, I couldn't pretend anymore. The fatigue had evolved into chest pain, shortness of breath. My heart would suddenly race like I'd run a marathon while sitting at my desk. I researched. I read medical journals. Everything pointed toward autoimmune disease. When I brought this up to Dr. Chen, he actually laughed. Not a polite chuckle, a full, dismissive laugh. "This is exactly why I tell patients to stay away from internet diagnosis," he said, pulling out his prescription pad. "Your blood work looks fine. What you're experiencing is health anxiety. I'm prescribing you something for panic attacks and referring you to Dr. Patricia Morrison. She specializes in psychosomatic disorders." That word hung in the air. Psychosomatic. Like my suffering was imaginary. Something inside me broke that day. Not my body, my trust. I walked out holding prescriptions I didn't need for conditions I didn't have. That night, ignoring every warning he'd given me, I went to urgent care. The physician there, Dr. Sarah Kim, took one look at my symptom history and ordered a simple test. An ANA panel. Basic autoimmune screening. The results came back 2 days later. Lupus. Systemic lupus erythematosus. Treatable. Manageable. If caught early. Within 2 weeks of proper treatment, I felt human again. My body healed, but my mind was on fire with rage. Dr. Chen had dismissed me, gaslit me, made me question my own reality while charging premium prices for tests that led nowhere. He turned my suffering into his profit margin. So I decided to return the favor. I documented everything. Every receipt, every appointment note, every test he'd ordered. When I laid it all out, the pattern was undeniable. He'd ordered every expensive test imaginable except the one simple screening that would have actually diagnosed me. I compiled everything into a folder 3 inches thick and called Rebecca Torres, the best medical malpractice attorney in the state. She looked through my case for 20 minutes before looking up. "This is solid gold," she said. "We're gonna make him pay." 1 month later, I had another appointment with Dr. Chen. He probably thought it was just another payday. I handed him a yellow envelope across his mahogany desk. "You've been served," I said quietly, "for medical malpractice and negligence." The color drained from his face. For once, Dr. Marcus Chen had nothing to say. The deposition was everything I'd hoped for. Dr. Chen sat across the conference table, his usual confidence completely shattered. His hand shook as Rebecca walked him through every single decision. "Can you explain why you ordered a $3,500 MRI for joint pain, but never ran a basic ANA test that costs under $200? She asked. "Medical judgment is complex," he stammered. "Is charging $300 for AB12 shot that costs $5 complex?" She fired back. Then the real damage came. The colleagues he'd been referring patients to all turned on him when served with subpoenas. They admitted everything. The referral kickbacks, the coordinated billing, the way they passed patients back and forth like a profitable game. Dr. Chen kept trying to defend himself, but on the first day of trial, even his own lawyer could see how the jury looked at him. With disgust, they pushed for settlement. His malpractice insurance wanted to pay me off quickly and quietly. I said no. I told them my price, $2.8 million in damages, and a formal complaint to the state medical board with all evidence attached. Dr. Chen's face went crimson.